First City Focus is supported in part by Duke Energy, powering the lives of its customers and communities. Online at duke-energy.com. Good Samaritan, a regional healthcare center offering a variety of services from primary care to same-day joint replacement surgery and more. Good Samaritan online at gshvin.org. Colonial Assisted Living. Colonial is an assisted living residence, promoting independence and dignity for each resident while providing the necessary assistance for daily living. Colonial Assisted Living, 1622 South Hart Street Road in Vincennes, 812-895-1504. And by donations contributed by Vincennes PBS viewers like you. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to First City Focus. I'm your host, Allison Bowers. On this episode, we'll step back in time to celebrate the rich history of the Vincennes Rendezvous. Archaeological finds in Lawrence County are helping to tell stories of Mississippian culture of the Wabash Valley. We'll get the latest updates. And the Knox County Public Library is gearing up for a dino-rific time at their summer reading program. We'll have these stories and more right now on First City Focus. The month of May brings several welcome sights in Vincennes: warmer temperatures, blooming trees, and reenactors from the Revolutionary War. I'm here today with Mark Hill and Squire Tom Gillingham, town crier, to talk about this year's rendezvous.
Oh yay, oh yay, oh yay. An open invitation is offered by the Spirit of Vincennes Rendezvous Committee to all citizens of the area and extended far and wide to our neighbors of the region for your attendance at the two-day Spirit of Vincennes Rendezvous, an annual celebration to take place on the 23rd and 24th of this month of May, in this the year of our Lord, 2026. Friends shall gather at the French Commons area along the banks of the mighty Wabash in the city of Vincennes, the county of Knox, the state of Indiana, to enjoy battle reenactments, the finest samples of period cuisine, and a glorious rearward journey to the mind to days long past. Arts, crafts, games, music, and demonstrations of the time shall be the order of the day at the 49th annual rendezvous, as we also revel and toast the 250th anniversary of the birth of our great nation. Be it so decreed by the Spirit of Vincennes Rendezvous Committee and its president, the Honorable Debbie Dunn, on this 7th day of May in the year of our Lord, 2026. Entrance badges are now available at a number of fine local banking establishments, at the gate on the day of the event, or by way of your internet provider of choice. Oh, yay.
Well, yeah, I think that pretty much, that says it all.
That's it.
Right? That's the whole interview, because I think that covered it all. No, so this is the 250th anniversary of America, or birthday, however you want to call it. What's that mean special for the rendezvous this year?
Well, so that is our theme, and so one of the things that we wanted to take a look at for our festival itself was what were people in Vincennes doing, especially the French and the Native Americans that were living here, sort of hearing about this declaration and what that meant. And, you know, the French, for example, you know, had sworn allegiance to Canada and to France, and then to the British when they took over Vincennes. And so they were really oftentimes like fish out of water. They had to flop back and forth. And so this was a challenging time for them, and also the natives in this area that were mostly peaceful with the French settlers.
Okay, and what's the schedule of events this year?
So we are, our opening starts at 9 o'clock on Saturday, the 23rd, and runs until 6 p.m. And those are Eastern Standard Times, of course. And then Sunday we start a little bit later at 10 and run till 5. So we have battle reenactments twice a day during the event. And as Squire Tom mentioned, we have ample food that's served really throughout the day. You can have breakfast, lunch, and supper at the Rendezvous with food that's cooked over an open fire. Roving entertainment that happens throughout the grounds, as well as stage entertainment. So we like to think of ourselves as being for kids from 8 to 80. You know, you have something to do for children and adults of all ages.
Okay, and I know it's very period accurate, and so there's a video that you're wanting people to watch, right? And it's going to be outside of the grounds. So tell me a little bit about that.
Correct. So last year during our event, a group called Finding Festivals that's associated with the PBS station in Ohio wanted to film something for their program, which is now in its second year. And so they wanted to film something that would be about the 250th celebration of our country. So they came and filmed the Rendezvous. And so the premiere of that is actually going to happen on Summer on Main Street, which is June 26th. And that theme is really leading into the 4th of July weekend. So it's kind of Vincennes' big 4th of July party. So we're going to be upstairs in the Pantheon, in the balcony, premiering that episode of Finding Festivals. And then it'll be showed continuously then all throughout that evening, which is from about 6 to 10.
Right, and that's going to show everybody kind of a glimpse of the rendezvous of an outsider's point of view,
Exactly,
which should be interesting, right? Because I think if you live here, you've been to it since you've been growing up, it's kind of like, oh, this is the same stuff, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But kind of seeing someone else come through and get to experience it for the first time, I think that'll be a really fun.
And it's kind of, the other unique thing is this year we have a group from Germany that contacted us and want to do the same thing. They contacted and wanted to be a part of the festival, and they're stationed in Washington, D.C., but they run a Today Show like event in Germany, and so they are embedding one of their reporters in a battle. So Frank Doofman has worked with them and one of our local units, so they'll actually be fighting the battle and filming it again and showing that in Europe.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The reenactments, you kind of mentioned it, and you mentioned the reenactors. How far do they come from? Where do these people come from?
From about an 8-state area. You know, we have a lot of folks that come here from Illinois and Michigan and Wisconsin, Iowa, Kentucky, and some even travel farther than that. And this group called Northwest Territory Alliance do festivals like ours from basically Memorial Day or about that until Labor Day. And so we're one of the first events that they do. And what's most unique for them is this is an actual battlefield. So this is sacred ground for them, and they represent their troops to the nth degree, to the buttons, to everything they wear, including their family members, their children that stay with them in the encampment. And they're in period clothing and behavior the whole weekend.
Right, and like you said, they stay the night, right, in tents, and they stay right there. It doesn't matter if it's freezing or 90 degrees, right?
And they have campfires going, and they play music in the evening. It's fun to walk through there at night, especially with all the lanterns lit up. And then we do have evening events that take place at the state historic sites on Saturday night. So we have free tours of Grouseland and the state historic buildings under candlelight. And then we have Dennis Stromat, who plays Creole Cajun music there on the porch. So it's a free event that's a part of the Rendezvous itself.
Okay. And Ron, what is the role of the town crier throughout this whole weekend?
Well, the town crier actually dates back to Europe hundreds of years. And today there are still many towns that continue the tradition and actually have a town crier spreading the news of the day. I had asked, okay, when they needed a volunteer to be the town crier, and I'm like, yeah, I've done just a little bit about everything. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I can take on that role. I asked Frank Doofman, I said, am I the town crier from 1779, or am I the town crier of present-day Vincennes, and in the Rendezvous? And he says, you're a little bit of both. He said, you make it what you want. So I'm really looking forward to that and kind of making it my own. And I'll just be wandering, and I may have a particular place where I'm going to stand and give proclamations, but everything will be covered. The news of the day, whether it be today in Vincennes or 200 some colonial Vincennes. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I've already made up several of these scrolls, and I've got a lot more to go.
Yeah.
So, and when you think about it, our event, we do use speakers on our stage and also on the battlefield, so people can hear descriptions of what's going on during the event, but the rest of the grounds really is microphone free.
Yes.
So you are the voice of the rendezvous.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I found a really loud bell, and I'll be using it. And I hope Saturday night I'm barely able to talk, but Sunday morning I'll be right back
You'll
at
regenerate.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to this year's event a lot more than most. I mean, I've been involved as a volunteer for a little over 10 years now, and
we finally got him to dress up.
Finally got me to dress up last year, and I was treasurer for a long time, where I would just show up and I was like, I'm not going to dress up, but I really enjoy it now and look forward to it. I also, just so you know, there's people, not just the reenactors, there's visitors to the event who they look forward to it every year. They come down. I know a couple from northern Wisconsin who drive down every year and have for, longer than I've been going, and just, they just come down and they just enjoy it. We also have several merchants who this is their only event. Some of them, this and maybe another are the only events they do because they just really enjoy what the Rendezvous has to offer.
So I wanted to make a point about Tom's outfit. He has a beautifully embroidered vest that actually belonged to our original marketing director, Marshall Miller, who's long passed now, but he was one of the original 5 founding members of our event. And I thought that was a great tribute to Marshall
it's an honor
to our history.
To wear it. It really is. Because it takes me back to the days, when it began. I was in high school, and really didn't know much where my life was going. But I'm glad it ended up here.
Right, yeah. And you're talking about volunteering. If someone is watching this and wants to get involved in volunteering for the Rendezvous, how do they get a hold of you guys?
If they go to our website at thespiritofvincennes.org, we have a list of different groups. We're a festival that's run by committees. So we have entertainment committee, we have a battle committee, we have an attendance committee, and Debbie Dunn, our president, and her husband Nash have run that for a while, and that's an area we always need help in. So there's a place on there where you can contact us, and also you can call the Visitors Bureau. I get messages from them all the time about people that have contacted us and want to volunteer.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah, there's a little something for everybody. I mean, whether it's showing up on a Saturday in April or May to prepare the grounds, or we could use a marketing committee person, someone who has a niche for something like that. There's something for everyone. Anybody who wants to volunteer and you're looking for a good way to give back to the community, the Rendezvous is a tremendous way.
We have a group of
we meet once a month.
Yes, our committee meets all year round, so it does take a year for us to prepare, and we'll be thinking about what next year's Rendezvous looks like. We already have the theme for next year, and so we'll be able to focus more specifically about that. But we're constantly looking for ways to improve the event.
Okay, well, thank you both so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And we will see you at the 2026 Rendezvous on May 23rd. Well, to be able to celebrate history, we have to first understand it. Archaeologists in Lawrence County are trying to find out what they can about the Mississippian people of the Wabash Valley.
What is Mississippian culture? This is a term that archaeologists came up with, and it really is a bunch of different groups of people who live in the Midwest and Southeast who had a generally similar way of life. Just to give you some sense of Otter Pond, it has 9 mounds. This is a topographic map made from a LiDAR image. Pretty much the state flew LiDAR over everywhere in Illinois, so you can get LiDAR data online. And so this topo map was made from LiDAR data. So you can see Otter Pond has 9 mounds. Before, we didn't know it had that many, but with the fine grain LiDAR, it really helps. And with the geophys, which I'll show in a minute, it really helps nail down the presence of more mounds than we ever thought. Yeah, some of them I couldn't answer, of course. Often you get questions that stray beyond my expertise in terms of geology, in terms of the natural features of the landscape. I know some of it, but I think they were good in that it showed people were thinking about the larger picture, what this landscape means now and what it was like and what it meant to people in the past. And so I think that's really cool, and it shows people are really interested in thinking about important questions.
When you say the gap there where these Mississippi culture started declining and sort of disappeared, It seems to line up with the end of the medieval war period.
Yeah, I think I'm not a climate determinist, but I think climate definitely plays a huge role.
I'm gonna need to know everything I can about history.
He likes history quite a bit, so.
I didn't count, but there were more people than I expected. And I think that goes to show the interest that people have in history and archaeology in the area, which is heartening to me, of course, but I think shows that people care about these places, and I think that's wonderful.
They aren't the only ones digging to find out more about the past. Children of all ages are going to get the chance to pretend to be archaeologists this summer at the Knox County Public Library. Here to tell us more are Emily Bunyan and Lisa Hayes. Thanks for joining me, guys.
It's our pleasure.
Hello.
Yeah, so tell me about the theme of the summer's reading program.
It's dinosaurs, and it's Unearth a Story. And we're so glad we have our friend here with us, Bon Jovi. And we're so excited to tell you all about it.
Yes.
Lisa has all the details.
Okay, Lisa, tell me about it.
All right, so we're going to start our kickoff on Saturday, May 30th from 10 to 3 at the Fortnightly building, which that's just right next to the public library. So look for the public library and the big pencil in the front, and then go across the street, and that's where we'll have our kickoff. And at the kickoff, you can register and enjoy some snacks, hear some music, play some games, and just have a good time. So, and then our summer reading program goes from June 1st through July 31st. And to get registered, you can use an app called Beanstack. You can register through the app, and you log your minutes, and then that's how you would keep track of your reading, and then you earn prizes and so forth.
Okay, and what day was the kickoff?
Saturday, May 30th from 10 to 3.
Okay.
At the Fortnightly.
So they're logging their minutes to see how much they're reading during the summer, and can they win prizes throughout the summer? Or?
They sure can. The first 4 hours they earn a free book for the first hour, and then a food coupon, second hour. The third hour, another free book, and then another food coupon for the fourth hour. Then after their initial first 4 hours, they can earn more hours of reading, and they get a ticket, and these tickets are going to go into drawings for these drawing prizes, which will happen every Friday throughout the 8 weeks of our program.
Okay, and on top of that, you're going to be having in-person activities, right, at the library? Tell me about some of those.
Right, we've got a lot of programs. Now for the teens, because I don't want to leave them out because I tend to do the children's first, but the teens are having a special crochet class on June 23rd and another special teen painting class on July 14th. And then a lot of other programs. We've got Wasey's Music Fun. He's coming to do music programs with the kids. He's coming 4 different dates throughout our program. June 10th and 26th, and then July 8th and 16th, he'll be there. And then June 3rd, we've got our Vincennes PBS presents Daniel Diggs, a Daniel Tiger activity, and that will be in the youth department. Then Tuesday, June 16th, we've got Roz Puppets, and she's doing a dinosaur pirates show, which should be good.
Yeah.
So if you like dinosaurs, you like pirates, that's for you. Wednesday, June 17th, we're having the DNR, the Department of Natural Resources. They're coming and doing a mock archaeological dig.
Wow.
Which ought to be really fun, and that's going to be at the Fortnightly at 10:30. And then Wednesday, June 24th, they're coming back to the Fortnightly, and they're going to do a cookie excavation.
Wow.
So anytime you say cookie and excavation, I'm interested.
That's my kind of program.
Especially that first word. All right, and then they're so they're going to do that on the 24th of June. Then the Terre Haute Children's Museum's coming to our library, and this is the first time they've come to our place. Oh, wow. And they're going to do a workshop called Bringing Dinosaurs to Life, Being a Paleontologist. So that ought to be really good. Yeah. The kids are going to do a hands-on lab, so that's going to be really fun. Wednesday, July 6th, we're having a special program called Stuntology. And this is something kind of new and different. It's sort of a little bit like magic, but not. He's going to do stunts, but he's going to kind of reveal his secrets and how he did the stunts, and it'll be interactive. And that will be 10:30 at the Fortnightly. And then Monday, July 13th, we'll be Rockin' and Reading with Leonardo. And he's also a new program for our library, and we're looking forward to that. He's going to do stories and songs, and it'll be a lot of fun. Then Wednesday, July 15th, we're having a balloon artist, and he's going to build a large dinosaur, I'm not sure which species of dinosaur, all out of balloons. And that ought to be really fun. That's going to be really something to see. Now, we have those programs for teens and the youth, and some of those are obviously for the whole family. But I just want to also say that the adults can also earn prizes. And by the way, the teens have to read 2 hours for every ticket they earn, and they're going to just do the tickets and have the big drawings at the end of our summer celebration.
The adults are?
The teens.
Okay.
But then for the adults, they're going to also earn tickets, but they're going to have prize baskets downstairs that once they earn their tickets, they can choose where to put their tickets to earn these different prizes. So we're going to have a lot of baskets. We're going to have 20 baskets.
That's more than we've ever had.
Yeah, we doubled the number from last year. So we really because we had so much adult participation, and we felt like we didn't have quite as many things to give them. So this year we're going to take care of our adults
Kicked
too.
it up a notch.
Yeah. So there are a couple of these programs, like the mock archaeological dig on June 17th and the cookie excavation on the 24th of June, and then the Bringing Dinosaurs to Life. Those are all, you don't have to register to come, but they have a maximum of 30 participants. So if you're interested in those, try to get there early, so the first 30 people that come in get to actually be in the program. And if you should come late, we'll have something else fun for you to do. But we wanted to not have to have people register. We just wanted them to come. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of activities, and it seems like you're trying to bring big experiences to the local kids, which I love that. I think that a lot of times kids, they stay local. They may not all get to vacation. They may not all get to go to the Children's Museum in Terre Haute, but they can experience it right here at their own library.
Right.
Yeah, so that is just phenomenal. And Emily, why is it important overall for a community to read and participate in summer activities and not just ignore the library?
Well, it's a tradition that goes back to the 1890s for public libraries, and it's to keep reading skills sharp over the summer. And there's sometimes a slide in reading skills, particularly for the primary grades, 1st through 3rd. And this is a really fun way to embrace learning and reading for all ages.
Yeah.
And we like the tradition of having the summer reading program. I know the youth department is so busy during the summer, and we all work as a team to make it as positive as we can for the families.
Right, and it's all free. Right?
It's all
free of cost for any
Yes.
participants.
They don't even have to have a library card to participate. If they want to get one, they can get one. But if they don't do you can still participate in all the programs.
Yeah.
And the whole thing, you can participate in it, which is really nice.
Right, and this is do kids just have to live in Vincennes to come participate in these programs?
All children and adults can participate. We encourage them to get registered for a library card. Obviously, that's really important to us. But we don't card anyone.
Right.
Now, when they check out a stack of books at the front desk, they'll need to present a card.
Right.
And at that time, they'll be encouraged to enroll for a card.
What about the summer reading program on Beanstack? Do you have to live in Vincennes for that?
No, you just have to, when you go on get the Beanstack app, if you don't have it, and it's a free app to get, you just have to identify the Knox County Public Library. You just have to choose that, and then you can select the summer reading program.
Okay. Yeah, so you just have to
make sure it says
select.
Make sure it says Knox County Public Library, Vincennes, Indiana, because there
There's
is another one
several.
in Tennessee, I think, that pops up right below it, and so make sure that you're paying attention. But yeah, and if you've already participated in the past and you already have a Beanstack account from last year, you don't need to make a whole new one. Just edit the one that you have, change the ages of your children, etc. Make any changes that you need. But all you want to do is just go in there and click the box for Summer Reading 2026, and you'll be all set.
Okay. And you mentioned your kickoff party at the beginning, but do you have something at the end to celebrate?
We sure
the end
do.
of
We've
summer?
got an end of summer reading celebration Saturday, August 1st from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Fortnightly building again. And Tiffany from the Learning Kitchen is going to make her famous pizzas. And so you can come, all the families can come and eat dinner, have pizza, music, and crafts. And then we'll announce all the drawing prize winners, which there'll be a lot. So that'll be all the adults and the teens. we'll be announcing those at the end of summer. The children's drawing, we'll be doing those weekly throughout, so they'll get those prizes.
Right,
as
they're
we
less
go along.
patient.
That's right. That's right.
And we want to thank our sponsors.
Yes, yes.
Friends of the Knox County Public Library is one of our main sponsors.
And then we have several restaurants that have helped sponsor us too. This year, Culver's called us, which I was thrilled. Instead of us approaching them and they offered coupons. We have Culver's and Burger King, Fazoli's, Texas Roadhouse, Wendy's, McDonald's. I hope I'm not leaving any out. I don't know if I have a list over here. But I think that's
we have more this year.
Yeah, but we do have more, yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was really nice that Culver's called us too and said, hey, we would like to participate. We said, great.
Community involvement, right?
That's
And so it makes it fun for everybody, and
For
everybody
everyone.
gets to be involved. And I appreciate you guys coming on today. Yes, thank you. And to keep up with the summer reading program activities at the Knox County Public Library, you can follow their Facebook page. The end of the school year is an exciting time for kids, especially when it's field trip day. We've got the opportunity to host several field trips here at our TV and radio studios. And that's all for this edition of First City Focus. For everyone here at Vincennes PBS, I'm Allison Bowers. Join us again next week.
First City Focus is supported in part by Duke Energy, powering the lives of its customers and communities. Online at duke-energy.com. Good Samaritan, a regional healthcare center offering a variety of services from primary care to same-day joint replacement surgery and more. Good Samaritan online at gshvin.org. Colonial Assisted Living. Colonial is an assisted living residence, promoting independence and dignity for each resident while providing the necessary assistance for daily living. Colonial Assisted Living, 1622 South Hart Street Road in Vincennes, 812-895-1504. And by donations contributed by Vincennes PBS viewers like you. Thank you.